So, The Last Jedi, the new Star Wars movie coming out, I think is going to be a pile of garbage, just like The Force Awakens. Rogue One wasn't as bad, but it was still a pile of garbage, and I'm going to describe why. For one, it's being made by Disney. The problem with this is that Disney they tend to be very highly political with their movies and films. So there's always going to be a little bit of a political agenda in there. Star Wars has always had politics involved with it, in the plot, of course, not in real life politics. But in these films, they throw the feminism in there, the egalitarian stuff, the affirmative action, all that kind of stuff. I have no problem now, and most people don't actually have a problem with a female lead. There's tons of movies out there, tons of video games out there, or books with female leads, great female leads. See, the problem isn't the female lead. The problem is that the lead character, even if it was a male, has no or issues to overcome. Right? Those who saw The Force Awakens, Rey was an unstoppable force of nature. This was completely ridiculous. She's, we don't know her backstory, which I guess they're going to save for later movies. I don't care. I'm fine with that. But she's on this planet, Jakku, desert planet. Force Awakens, complete remake of The New Hope. Of course, it has to be a desert planet. They should have just kept her on Tatooine to be realistic. Instead of Jakku, it's like they say we changed it, but they didn't really change anything. So they have Rey on this planet. I'm not going to go describe the entire Force Awakens. I'm mostly just going to describe how this character Rey has no personal problems to overcome. She's invincible already. She just gets power with just a flick of the hand, right? So she somehow just knows how to build stuff, right? Just somehow knows how to build stuff. She's a master mechanic. We assume that she's been on Jakku her whole life by herself and had to fend for herself and whatnot. But somehow, she's just a master mechanic. She can just build stuff. She can fly the Millennium Falcon. She's more capable than Finn, the black character of the show. Even though he was a soldier, she's way more capable than him. He's a bubbling idiot. And, you have that there. She's a soldier. A bubbling idiot somehow, despite being trained by the First Order, who seemed to be very strict, very military, had a very strong military background, very orderly, right? So, but somehow, that's just Disney, of course, female power. Rey just is good at everything. And then, of course, the finale where she defeats Kylo Ren in a lightsaber battle, completely kicks his ass without any training in the Force whatsoever, right? and this was at the tip of the iceberg. So it was pathetic. There's people, and the worst part is Star Wars fans defend this stuff. So many fans defend the scene where Rey defeats Kylo Ren, which is complete garbage, by the way. Rey had no lightsaber training, no Force training, but somehow the Force has guided her to defeat Kylo Ren in a lightsaber combat. The only excuse I would accept, and I'm not even accepting this excuse, was that Kylo was shot by Chewbacca's gun there. I know it's a really powerful gun. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's a very powerful gun. So the excuse was Kylo Ren was already weakened. That's the only thing I'll accept, but I still won't accept it. It's still not good enough reason. It might account for 3% of a reason, not a full 100% as to why he lost. The real reason he lost was because Disney is very political and girl power, feminism. That's why Kylo Ren lost, because males suck, and especially straight white males. So you have Ren here knock the floor off Kylo. She defeats him in lightsaber combat through the Force, despite any training. Now Kylo Ren, I'm going to assume he's a very powerful Force user, because he is the bloodline of a Skywalker. Sorry for my throat, it's really dry right now. But he is the line of a Skywalker. He has the blood of Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker, because he's Leia's son. He should be very powerful. He should be extremely powerful. He shouldn't be losing to someone who's never wielded a lightsaber in their entire life. Finn shouldn't have even been a challenge for Ren, even when he was injured. That was bogus to me, too. Ren should have killed them both, easily. Of course, I know there will be no plot in that case, but maybe save it for later. Do something else. Don't have Rey defeat Kylo. So that was just completely political, completely stupid, and they just ripped off The New Hope every possible way. And these producers had excuses like, oh, you know, it's showing that history repeats itself. And the real excuse was, no, you guys are just lazy. You have lazy writers. You didn't feel like creating a whole new story. You just made this for for money. For, you know, that was it. Anakin Skywalker, the most powerful Force user in the Star Wars universe. Of course, he didn't become that stunted when he became Darth Vader, but he was the chosen one, highest midichlorian count ever recorded. Couldn't defeat Count Dooku. With I think he had like a decade of training in the Force hand with a lightsaber, and he was trained by Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan couldn't defeat Dooku either. And it's been assumed. I'm pretty sure it's been said Obi-Wan has been a Jedi since he was a child. You know, since he joined the Order. So he's a classic Jedi master, Obi-Wan Kenobi. A mentor to Luke. But Anakin couldn't defeat Count Dooku after years of training. Luke Skywalker didn't even stand a chance against Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back. After training with Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, two of the most powerful Force users that we have at that, you know, current data not Force users, Jedi, at that current stage in Star Wars. The Emperor was stronger than both of them. That's why I say not the most powerful Force users. And Luke was the son of the chosen one. He had a high midichlorian count too, obviously, and he didn't stand a chance against Vader after being trained by Yoda and Obi-Wan. Didn't stand a chance. Vader wasn't even trying when they dueled, right? In Empire Strikes Back, but somehow Ren could just beat Kylo Ren quite easily. So, and this all comes back to why I will not be watching The Last Jedi, or if I do watch it, I would only watch it if I could see it for free, realistically, or at an extremely low price. I'm not gonna rush in like a drone, like everyone else, or some sheep just to see it opening night and waste all my money and sit there in a theater crowded with smelly people eating popcorn. Not to sound pessimistic, but that is the reality of it. Of course, I didn't see the movie, so, you know, they might add some little things here and there that, you know, oh, they wrote that up. That's original. But you can see in the trailer, they had the AT-ATs I love it. They weren't even AT-ATs, but they look so similar to AT-ATs on some sort of white-looking planet, like a snow planet, kind of like Hoth in Empire Strikes Back. You know, they had that there, right? Then you have Rey getting trained by Luke Skywalker on some random buckfuck planet. Kind of like how, you know, Luke Skywalker got trained by Yoda on some buttfuck planet, Dagobah. And you see where this is going. Like, you know, we already know there's going to be a scene involving Supreme Leader Snoke and Rey. He's going to try to turn to the dark side, and probably have a battle, and who knows what's going to happen after that. They were probably, I don't know if he's going to turn to the dark side or defeat Kylo again in a duel, and then he's going to be like, kill her, and Snoke's going to be like, kill her, kill Ren, take your place on my side. It's like, really? Like, come on, you might as well just... In Supreme Leader Snoke, him too, he's the most worthless character you got there. Like, this is insanely powerful Force user that just came out of nowhere. People, you know, all these Star Wars fans and try to make up excuses. Oh, he was this hidden force that was outside of the universe, and Emperor Palpatine sends them. I'm like, what are you? No. Emperor Palpatine ruled the Empire for, 30 years or 20 years, something like that. Unchallenged, and the most powerful Force user at the time. And there's just this powerful Force out there named Supreme Leader Snoke who just plopped out of nowhere. No, what are they going to do? I think they're going to make some stupid backstory for him, and then they'll make a movie for him. And the movie will be filled with just lefty politics, and everyone's going to go spend their money, and Disney's going to make even more. I'm going to make millions off this movie. And this is where it comes to the bottom line. You know, I expect Disney to do this. I don't even blame them. Really, I blame the Star Wars fans for, and other people for wasting their own hard-earned money. Well, not always hard-earned. It could be, you know, government earned or whatever, but their own money on this crap. It's a pile of garbage. It really is. Disney put no thought into it. They're just trying to sell merchandise because that's what they do best. They make most of their money off merchandise. Off that, so really, I mean, I know a lot of people in the Star Wars universe are upset over this, and I understand, and I completely understand why. But I won't be I won't be watching this movie. I won't be spending my money on it either. Unless someone else wants to pay for my ticket, I'm not watching this movie. And I certainly won't be watching it the first few weeks it's out because I don't want to be sitting beside some fat guy smelling like popcorn, So I'd rather be in a much more empty kind of theater, or where I have, like the seats beside me or around me are filled with people. Yeah, so that's my real take on this. I'm not going to be spending any money to be watching Girl Power. And, I don't even care. Like I said earlier, I don't care that the lead is a female. I don't care if he's a black guy, an Asian guy, a yellow guy, a purple guy, a fairy, an elf. I don't care. No, and most people don't. Really, it's all about character quality and how your protagonist overcomes challenges and how they, because people like to identify with the hero. That's usually what makes good heroes and what makes good villains too, when you can identify with them, right? That's why a lot of top 10 lists tend to have Darth Vader as one of the best villains in cinema history, because you can identify with the guy. He has a tragic backstory, very sad. His mother died, his wife died, and he became pretty much a slave to an evil tyrant. So when you can familiarize yourself and relate to these characters is when you truly start to like them. Rey is totally unrelatable. Anything Rey is the antagonist who needs to be overcome, because she's as strong as hell for no reason other than lazy writing. So that's my take on this. Star Wars fans, I don't know, take yourself more seriously, because Star Wars universe is a great piece of literature. It's got philosophy in there. It's got the occult philosophy, the theory. It's got politics. It's got art. It's got all this great stuff in there. There is true wisdom in the series and the story. Not the Disney version, of course. The Disney version is a cheap ripoff of the real version. But the reality is, if people want to see it and want to spend their money on it, then don't expect much better. You can't go and yell and cry and say, I want this, you guys did a bad job at this, or that and that, but still give, your money to the people that you demand change from, right? So, I mean, hey, if most people want garbage, they will get garbage, if that's what you truly want. So most Star Wars fans want trash, they'll get trash. And you can't demand change as long as you keep giving your masters the money that, maybe give you the trash. So, that's all. Take care.